out there, I can bring one in and use it. But we're just going to clean up the figure, prime it up, get it ready for painting, along with another figure we need to get ready for painting. This is one thing that if you're a resin printer, 3D artist, whatever you want to call them, you have to be very careful about how your model turns out. There's potential for some flash inside. So we gotta actually sit here and now take the tedious work of trying to get it clean. Actually, I might just try see where's my little toothbrush in here. Let's double check. Yes. I might just try this first. So what I'm trying to do is there's these spurs on this figure. I'm trying to just as deeply as I can get as much off them. This can happen with 3D printers if you don't let them cure long enough, or you've let them cure long enough, however, you just didn't wash them properly right after. That might be as good as we're going to get. Arlo Dog, thank you for joining us. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get one of our boxes. We're going to get these primed up, ready to go. So before that, I'm going to change my shirt real quick. Brittany, Phil, thank you everyone for joining us. We are getting ready to prime up this figure and another figure. Now, what I'm going to say real quick is do not do this. Do not do what I'm about to do. The only reason I'm saying don't do this is because sometimes you're not far enough away. But we are going to be using our rattle can indoors. You don't want to do that. Colton, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the follow, Colton. I am in the United States, so if TikTok is going down, we do have a link tree to follow us on all of our other platforms as well. I do not miss that smell. It's been a while since I've smelt it. I'm in Missouri. I am literally like 30 minutes from St. Louis. Very nice. I've never been myself to Georgia, but I have had family that's gone down there. And they say it's very lovely. So what I was trying to do originally, I was trying to get more content creators that do what I do on this live so that we could do one last hoorah. With the Supreme Court upholding the ban, it is looking more and more like we are going to lose this app. That's a little disheartening to me because this is where the vast majority of my followers are. Brody, there's one of our biggest followers right now. Brody is one of the few that I can always trust, will always come in full force without question. Okay. So, Brody, what I'm doing right now is, I don't know if you were following me whenever I did the review of those 3D prints from 3D Cut, but we are priming them right now. And once they're dry, what we're going to do is paint them. We have a werewolf and we have a Wendigo. We were going to do dice today. However, I got word from Amazon that my package was completely undeliverable, and that they are going to refund me, and if I don't get a refund within 5 business days, to contact Amazon and get a refund directly done through them. In other words, they're saying, oh, well, we lost your stuff, we're sorry about it, call us back and we'll get you taken care of. Now, what I'm doing, you never want to do. You never want to do this inside. Fumes alone can mess with your head. I've been doing this long enough that I kind of know when my rattle can, or when I've done too much rattle can, and when I have done way too much. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just trying to go slow, trying not to cover up any details. Let's see if this is dry. It's for the most part dry. This is the other figure we're going to work on. I'm just trying to get... There's a few spots that just need to be spot hit to cover up the rest of the base. Because you always want to make sure that your entire base is primed. I mean, even your entire miniature. Everything needs to be fully primed like this. So what I like about this piece is this is going to be really fun because I get to actually mess more with my UV resin. Because that's like a blood pool. You can see a skull right there. See, this is the kind of stuff that I got into miniature painting for, was like the more gore. And this is what sits on top of it. You're working on painting a miniature piece right now. What kind of miniature piece are we talking about? What are we working on? Well, what are we working on? I know one thing I'm going to be working on here soon, once I get the money, of course, is going to be... I was joking around with some guys in the hobby club. We're going to be doing Paw Patrol themed Space Marines. So I'm just going to get a box of the Imperial Space Marines and I'm going to just paint them to look like Paw Patrol members. So you see you're working on something basic and more easy. So what are you working on right now, Brody? What I like about this stuff that we're going to be working on here is like I can actually like make... Because this is all rock right here. I can do some mud effect. Use some of our new or newish like sand and ground stuff. I could do some UV resin, do some streaming blood coming off of him. There's a lot I could do with this base alone. And that's what I like about it, is that there's so much I can do. So I see that it's saying some comments were filtered in the lives. You might have just said something that was not allowed on TikTok. That's one good thing about the ban coming up, is I don't have to deal with that ever again. Let me take this out of here before I spray it. by accident, cover up some of the detail. But yeah, that's gonna look amazing because we're gonna do a dry brush because it's like all fur. We got to get out our new dry brushes. I gotta let it dry first. While it dries, I'll put it up there for everyone to see. In fact, I'll put him on his base while we wait so you can see what he will look like in the finished product. So that's what we're going to be working on. I know those on our YouTube, you're going to have a hard time to see that because of the fact that I'm on, well, a Chromebook. And I apologize for that. We are working on getting a new piece of equipment to kind of counteract that. But I think even our werewolf is done. Viking Del Norte. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for following us. We are in the United States, so there's a good chance that we are getting banned on the 19th. If we do have a link tree in our bio to follow us across all of our platforms. And then we also are going to work on this figure. Now, this figure will have to get glued down. I'm going to kind of swap these out because he's going to have to rest his back against there so he doesn't fall. This is our other figure we're going to work on as well. What I like about this is this one I can really do just about anything with. Oh, actually, there we go. He's sitting up. This one I'm very limited to like what I can do. Like obviously the skull I can do my own thing, the fur I can do my own thing, but then the base, since it's just a blood effect and some skull and some skull, some bones, some flesh, I'm limited to that. Whereas the other werewolf, I can do some snow on this part, maybe a little bit of foliage. The sky's the limit with this one, really. What I like about this one is this is one of the few werewolves I've actually seen with a tail. And that Chris up here, just, oh. So, we're going to let those dry for a little bit. And I am going to I'm debating if I want a Zenithal. For those following my channel and have been following my channel for a while, Zenithal is my bread and butter. Almost everything I paint has been Zenithal before. You know what? While we're at it, we don't have a base for it, but it's big enough that it can essentially be its own base. I'm going to first and foremost green stuff in these cracks and crevices. So I need an old brush. I got an old brush over here. My plastic putty. I apologize for anybody on YouTube that had to watch me put you guys down a little bit. So what this is this is just plastic putty from Vallejo. And just like with like green stuff, this is essentially Vallejo's version of green stuff. Now I used this on the owlbear before, and it worked amazingly well. I couldn't even see my seams after I used this. All I'm doing is I'm just clearing up these seams, trying to get them to be filled in before we prime. So that it looks a little bit more natural. Now, granted, he's a tree person, he's an int, but still, I wanted to at least resemble a tree still. And with these kind of models being nozzler figures, you're always going to run into some form of crack or crevice. And I got a really big one right here, right underneath the beard. I'm just going to start packing some putty in there. Mama Scarecrow, thank you for joining us. For those new to the channel, Mama Scarecrow is actually my wife. You'll see her popping in and out of our lives. Typically, she just shows our little one whenever I'm on live because of the fact that TikTok doesn't allow children to be shown. So he likes to watch me paint and build this stuff. Honestly, I think once he gets to be old enough to be on YouTube and stuff like that, we're probably going to put him to work with doing this as well because he does a fantastic job. This is one he did a few months back. This was his first mini. Now, I'm not going to strip this. I'm not going to do anything with this. This is his mini. I'm making sure that that stays his. And that is going to be displayed for all eternity within our household as his mini. He gets a girlfriend. Hey, did he ever tell you he paints miniatures? No, he didn't. Oh, well, here's his first mini. I got a long time before that, and he's only 3 right now. But that's the fun part. And it's going to be even more fun whenever I find a platform that actually allows him to be on screen with us. And that I know is not going to sit there and do some weird crap with him being on there. Solely because I know he would love to be on here painting up some like actual Paw Patrol figurines. And what we're going to do, like I said, we're going to be doing here once we can get the figures, we're going to be doing Space Marine. A set of them in the theme of Paw Patrol. Now, for those wondering what this is I'm putting on all these cracks, this is essentially just Vallejo's version of liquid green stuff. Except for it's white. As you can see, that essentially just cleaned up every single crack that was visible that shouldn't have been there. And I'm not talking about like a small, it's supposed to be there because it's part of the model, like a crack in the bark. No, I'm talking more like these were mold line issues from when the miniature was manufactured. We ran into it really bad with the owlbear. I remember that one. That was a doozy. Its whole back end had all these holes. The tree, all we're doing right now is really just filling in any form of crevice to prevent it from showing any holes within, like when we prime it. So like, let me get it up closer. Like everything you see there, that might be a line. We're just trying to cover up. And make sure that, it's filled as best we can before we start to actually paint it. Now, sometimes it's just with how it was molded. Other times it's just how the figure is. Once that's dry, though, we'll be able to double check, make sure we got every spot. If we didn't get every spot, we can go back over some and re-hit them. Like I see one right now up top. This large one over here. We're going to let that dry. While we're letting that dry, we are going to guess. So I want to prime this one as well. So we got several other figures we can work on. But we got several we got prime still. We got several we got to move forward within project after project, like this one where we got to prime all these up. And the projects we're working on right now are personal projects, so it's not like they have to be completed. Whereas the moment that we get a commission through our website, we stop instantly. That's how we've always done business. That's how we will always do business. The moment that we get a commission, we put everything on hold until that commission is done. Doesn't matter if it's 1 miniature, 6 miniatures, 12 miniatures. We put it on hold. Why is that over there? I wonder. Now, let me show you some cool stuff that we got in the mail today. First and foremost, we got these little eyeballs that we're going to use for dice. These wouldn't work for our liquid core. they're too big to fit in. They're about the same size as our liquid core, and they don't fit in the holes. But what I could do is take like 2 of these together, UV resin them, or even just do them like that, put them in the mold. And then we have some eyeball dice. Another one that we're going to be working on here soon is this. This is the top of a treasure chest, and what this treasure chest is going to be is a dice box. We got some Gorilla Glue and some magnets. Greenskin Goblin shorts. I really like my goblins to have a more earthy tone when it comes to pants. Brown hues, oranges, some dark tans all work well with green. Beyond that, reds work well with it as well, like really dark red. Once again, that's just my preference. Everybody has their own style when it comes to that. And I'm really debating, do I want to dry brush this first before, do I want to zenithal this? Or do I want to just get straight to painting? Screw it. Straight to painting. We're not putting it on that, though. That would be a mistake. I'm going to get as much of the putty as I can. Yeah, that's just me. I like more earthy tones with my greens, some browns, yellows, tans. That's why I like the boots of the barbarian that we did are brown, and the pants are kind of a pale yellow or like a more tan yellow, because that's just the style I like. Kobe, thank you for joining us. Now, of course, it's definitely up to you what you want to do with it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. Now, the question is, do I want to do this first, or do I want to do the werewolf? Because I really don't have an idea on what color I want to make either of them. One with a tan brown, and that's still going to look really nice. So this is what we're going to work on, I guess. We're going to work on this Wendigo. Now, I want to do the body first. Do I want to do ooh. Ooh. I got an idea. I wonder if I can pull this off. Where's my... I need to invest in an actual dry brush. palette or dry palette. So what a dry palette is pretty much this. It's a small device, or it can even be larger, that we use for dry brushing. So I'm gonna get this Commander green. I'm gonna start with this. We're gonna make that a sickly green. And then pull out my new brushes. Now you might be wondering, why am I doing a green? He looks like he should be brown or black or gray. Well, this green is going to be a good base coat for what we are going to actually paint him as. Because it's going to catch all those ridges. It's going to get into those more nuanced areas and leave that hue to where when we paint over it with, say, the gray and the overtones of white, some bone, some mummy rose, whatever we use, it will leave those tones for underneath the miniature. CIC, thank you for joining us. Big Daddy Dragon, thank you for joining us. With this being our final 2 days with TikTok in the United States, let's go out with a bang. Let's do 7,000 likes. Let's do as many shares as you possibly can. And the biggest one I want to do let's make sure that we can get every follower that we can to join us. So this is the tone that we started off with. Now there's a reason we started with it, and I'll show you why. So we are going to grab our necromancer cloak. And if you have any miniature painters that you know for a fact are live now, send them this link. We are trying to get as many hosts as we can on this live. Waha Junkie, you're free to jump on up. This is what we're working on right now. With it being the last 2 days for us on TikTok, we're going to go out the bang. 7,000 likes. I want to hit that tiny diny. I want every miniature painter that can be on to be in this live. We want to grow this out to be as big as we can. However, this is what we're working on. And this is essentially going to be a very quick, mind you, paint job, because all this is uniform gray, necromancer cloak, an ash gray from Army Painter on this model underneath with an undertone of commando green to give it that sickly feeling. Yeah, we want everybody that can be here to be here. If you have a miniature painting friend that you know is live, send this live to them. We want every single person that can be here to be here to help roll into the next stage of our journeys. For a lot of us, that's uncertainty. For some of us, we know where we're going. For a few, it's scary. But one thing I want everyone to remember is I don't care what affiliation you are, where you come from, or what you identify as. You are always welcome in my lives. You always will have a safe place, be it here, YouTube, Facebook, wherever. You will always have a place where you can speak your mind in our lives as long as it's not in disruptive behavior. That sickly green is looking amazing on it. Now I know for a lot of us, I may have started to jump the gun, making people think, oh, well, we got nothing to worry about. It's not going to get banned. Well, I was wrong. Clearly, I was wrong. Because it is getting banned. We have only a few short hours left. I say a few, even though we got like well over well over 48, but like I've been saying, I just don't want to lose any of you guys. If you're a miniature painter and you're here and you want to hop up into the box, as long as you're respectful, you have permission to send an invite. We are going to hit that tiny dining goal for sure. For those of you that have not been following us from the get-go, we do a lot of charity events. We try to. Waha Junkie, I think you did add me. Chaplain, thank you for following. Thank you for liking. Make sure to follow me on all my other platforms as well. This is where you don't miss out on any content. This is what we're working on currently. Oh, that sickly green actually turned out amazing for it. And we're not even done with the overcoat. I think you have me on everything. I did also make a blue sky junkie, so I don't know if you added me on there. But we are on there as well. Now, if you notice, I haven't touched the head yet, really. I got the ears to do still, which I forgot to dry brush over those. So let me start back over there. I should do quick. Dry brush over the ears. Go into this. Our whole goal has always been educating the masses. Now, what do I mean by educating the masses? Especially when you all have heard me say, I don't speak political. I don't speak. To me, you're a person. Doesn't matter if you're red, blue, green, yellow, orange. Doesn't matter if you identify one way or another. You're a person. All life is life. That's how I've always lived. That's how I've always will live. What I mean by everyone matters here is I'm not going to sit there and tell you what you think is the ultimate foundation of miniature painting is wrong. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the way you do your art is inherently wrong. I've had so many people in my lives who have tried to tell me that, well, if you do it this way, it's not going to look like that. I'm like, well, yeah, I know that. I want it to look this way. I mean, how else are we going to get something like that? Oh, that underglow is amazing. I want everyone to always remember that regardless if it's here, YouTube, or wherever, you all have a special place in my heart. I want to make sure that everybody knows that. Because you guys do. You guys have literally made me who I am today. While I'm doing this is going to look a little weird. But I think I trust myself to do it. So especially since this is all going to be like repainted red anyway with blood effect, I think a nice sickly like toxic green undercoat would look nice. But I think we can go even greener. Now with that, let's see how that looks. Taking off all this real quick. That hand goes right there. That foot goes right there. And that foot goes right there. This is how we look so far. Oh. That's looking sick. I like that. I really like that glow. Now, YouTube, I'm sorry that you can't see the glow. You can kind of see it right there on the skull. Now comes the fun part. Because now I get to paint every single bone that's on here. And I need my skeleton bone out. That's matte white. That's the yellow. Skeleton bone. I'm going to do this a certain way. In fact, I think we're going to go a step further. To really make this pop. So let me wash this real quick. Get some brush cleaner. So what this is just regular brush cleaner. And I'm just trying to clean up one of my dry brushes as good as I can. Because it does have a lot of residue paint on it. Hey, no problem. What you can always do, that's another thing we're going to be doing. I know I haven't really talked much about the business today. We are going to start doing tutorials. We kind of started off with them when I first started the YouTube channel. And in fact, why didn't I think of that? I got a tutorial on goblins on the YouTube channel. But The more impactful thing that we're doing when it comes to miniature painting is the it's just on to my tongue too. It'll come back to me. Oh, now I remember. We're going to be doing workshops. So you'll see other content creators that do what I do talking about doing classes. We're going to be doing similar. And then we're going to be doing, along with said painting lessons, we're going to be doing a lot more technical stuff. Dice making, really anything that we can get our hands on. Now I'm hoping that we can, for tomorrow's live, get more miniature painters on here and have them go balls to the wall, just nonstop. All of us working on projects and painting till our fingers are raw, until we can't go no more. What my plan was for tomorrow was around 6-7 o'clock Central Standard Time. We start going live. We don't stop until either we are kicked out of TikTok because it hits midnight and they shut it off, or until we realize, hey, you know what, it's late, let's go to sleep. I want to get every single miniature creator that I can think of on this live and just have us go bananas. Show them that just because we are a nerdy bunch, a more devil may care bunch, that we cannot be put down solely because of the fact that Blussif, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen you. I'll invite you as a guest. I'll invite Balbrush might be asleep. I do know that. Balbrush is a UK. But I'm trying to get primarily the US miniature painters, since we will not be here after Sunday. Sunday is our D-Day. Saturday, let me rephrase. Saturday is our D-Day. Sunday night is what is leading towards our D-Day. Adam, thank you for joining. Feel free to hop in the box if you want. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get as many friends and followers to get on board so that we can promote this even more and let them know that we all stand together. Doesn't matter if we don't see eye to eye anymore or ever have. We're here to paint miniatures. That's our job. Cam, thank you for joining. Feel free to hop in the box. We are giving one last hurrah to TikTok. We are going to be going live until we can't go live no more. If you want to hop in, you already sent the guest request. There you are. Accept.
Hello.
How are you doing, Cam?
Doing all right. Just painting some squigs.
Nice. This is what we're painting.
Ooh. Is it a Wendigo?
Yeah. We originally did camo green for like an underglow.
Right.
And then we did necromancer cloak, uniform gray, and ash gray.
Right on.
To get the fur color that we wanted. But I'm just talking about what I have as an idea. I tagged you already in the idea on Big Nerds Discord.
Yep.
I say we do it. Give one last hurrah. If they kick us mid-live.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I'll have to go check and see what your post was in the Discord. I saw the video that you put up.
It's essentially the same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah. It's me. It was pretty much me saying, let's just get everybody we can to do one massive live stream together that's US based. And I want to focus on the US based first so that we can get those that aren't going to have it the ability to be on the site for long, the chance to grow with it. And who knows, there might be like there might be a viewer of yours who sees my creations and is like, oh, I actually dig that. Let me go follow him on his other stuff. That's the whole idea of this.
Yep. Get as many people out to our other socials as we can.
Yep. Especially since after tomorrow we won't have this.
We'll see.
Dude, with the fact that the CEO's already said he's shutting it down, like we're going dark. They're not doing what the law says.
We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts, though.
Well, see, what I read was that it's not going to be we're going to unplug the server. I heard it's going to be a full wipe. Like, we are getting our accounts deleted.
Well, that would surely suck. But like I said, we'll see.
I mean,
have some hunches.
I'm hoping we don't go that low. So what do you think about that for the skull? Like, I'm obviously gonna make it lighter.
I was just gonna ask you doing some glow effect for the eyes.
Yes, we're gonna do red. An underglow of green with a little bit of red for a glow effect.
Right on.
I say that as I go into the green while I'm trying to paint another skull. I mean, this is the base. We're going to do a layer. Once we get it glued on, we're going to do a layer, like a very thin layer of UV resin. And then doing a blood effect. Like where is it? I know I got it here somewhere.
Right in with the resin or?
The glistening blood effect. I'm just going to paint it right on top. I agree, Dragon. It's bold, but I mean, it's their IP.
I think it's a lot of money for them to walk away from without putting some extra effort into it. And letting it stretch out just a little bit, because my theory is there's already some stuff going on behind the scenes, and the incoming president is going to want to be the hero. So they'll be able to pull off some last minute shenanigans and be like, hey, look, we saved it. Hooray!
Yeah, and I could see that happening. I could see that happening, especially with Biden already saying he's pushing it back, the fees. However, the issue isn't that. The fees were what was causing them to sell it. So if Biden's pushing it back, but Chu's still saying, yeah, I'm shutting it down at midnight. That's what's the point of pushing back the fees 2 days if it's going to get shut down anyway? I don't want it shut down. None of us want it shut down.
If they say, hey, we're not going to charge you anything for a couple days, it gives us more time to negotiate. But my hunch is the negotiation's already pretty much finalized. They just got to make it a doomsday clock.
I mean, they always got to do some sort of doomsday around a president election. Well, I mean, if you notice, like almost every election year, there's been some sort of like doomsday worry.
My bigger worry is what is going on that they're distracting us with TikTok for. Like making this such a huge deal. What's going on behind the smoke and mirrors? We're missing.
I don't think. I mean, I've seen other content creators talk about it. And like, I honestly, like you and me have had talks. You know, I'm more of a conservative than liberal leaning. I see both sides. But some of these content creators, they're actually starting to make a little bit more sense to me, with how they were talking about how like they've gone onto Red Note and it's completely different. Like everything we've been told to think of the Chinese government is completely different than what they're seeing on Red Note. So my question is, why are we being fed propaganda?
Because it keeps the sheep in line.
I mean, there's so much that I know just from being in a military family that I shouldn't know. that would make the normal civilian think, what the hell?
Red tone. So I managed to turn one of my squigs. So I'm doing them all, so no two are the same color.
Yeah.
And I decided to do one gray. And unintentionally, I picked a gray that basically made it look like sprue again.
So you pick it up, you're like, oh, it's sprue. Wait, hang on.
It's back to bare plastic.
Then you pick it up. Why is the eye red? Why is the tongue green? Did I paint this one? But no, I mean, there's a lot that we got going on. My personal theory is they're honestly afraid we're going to learn how corrupt they really are. I mean, like I said, I'm more conservative than I am liberal. But even I can tell that, yeah, we're going into the exact state that Biden mentioned on his last days of office.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it.
He called out the oligarchy on TV, live TV, just right then there.
I mean, this is what it is.
Yeah. Brody, you have a good time. I will see you tomorrow. I know Saturday we usually do an early live, like really early in the morning. Tomorrow we might be going to what's called the Magic House in St. Louis. So we won't be doing that early live. I know you and me have talked about the Magic House.
Yeah, you brought it up a couple times.
Yeah, we're going back again.
This brush almost feels like it's got super glue on it.
Dude, one of mine had the exact same thing. Tomorrow I'm probably going to start at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So like right now it's almost 9. And we started about an hour and a half ago. So we started around 7 Central Standard Time. No, Cam, no joke. Literally, one of my brushes were like that as well. I don't know how I feel about these actual sable hair brushes, though.
They definitely take a little getting used to.
Well, so I'm used to, like, I'm looking at my brushes that I had before. These were definitely sable hair, but I guess I just wasn't cleaning them properly, or I got them into the Furol too much. But I'm used to like these thicker, like triangle brushes now. That these smaller ones, it feels weird in my hand.
I just think the way they hold paint is a lot different, and that's taking some getting used to.
Yeah, I see what you mean there.
The way that they hold and release paint, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, before I was like, oh, hey, I'm just gonna fill it up halfway. I don't even fill up my body halfway now. I fill up like a quarter, but then I'm out of paint within like 4 or 5 strokes.
face has got a lot of character.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is how it looks with the Mini on the base. Get that to snap in.
Yeah, that's nice.
And like I said, I'm going to do like a layer, especially here in the back. I'm going to have more of like a waterfall effect with UV resin. To showcase like the blood pool just trickling down there. Like right there, that's the perfect way to do it, just like right here. Because I got all this lip that's like sticking out a little bit.
Yep. Get it to run right down over there.
Oh yeah.
Where's that Mini from?
This was the miniature that the I have a video on here. A follower of mine does 3D prints. And I've seen another person do these 3D prints, so I think it's just a print that somebody. Well, it says right there, DM Stash. I'm thinking it's a print that somebody just got the license for off of like a Kickstarter. I was able to start selling them. You know what I mean?
Yep. Get the commercial license.
Yep. Which is essentially what I'm going to do once I get my printer.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well, because then you can get really nice files
Oh, yeah.
and just have them covered.
Do a little bit on the back there because you can kind of see his spine. Oh, I got to do his ribcage too. I forgot about that.
What are you up to tonight, Big Daddy Dragon? Doing anything creative?
Never T Games, thank you for joining us. How'd you lose all those files?
And are they unrecoverable?
That's the better question. Some of my friends, I swear. Like I was talking with that about a buddy at work today. Because I was like, I try to keep my content PG-13 at best. And he looked at me dead in the eyes and goes, there's no way you keep your content PG-13. I'm like, no, I literally try my best to keep it PG-13. I don't like a lot of vulgarity. On my platform. I try to keep cursing to a minimum, everything. He's like, I've literally heard you from across the room literally cussing out a customer. I'm like, yeah, I'll cuss. But I'm still going to try to keep everything PG-13.
Yep, there's a time and a place.
That green underglow, though, is beautiful. Especially with the bone. Because I'm trying not to cover it all up. And I'm trying to like slowly go into like bone. Bear with me. I gotta get a drink. I haven't had anything to drink since I started this live about an hour and a half ago.
No worries.
It's dead or it needs to be charged. That's two different things. If dead, then that's just bad luck.
That sucks a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're screwed.
Time for a scavenger hunt.
Yeah. Did I tell you we got a new affiliate?
You did not.
Yep. Firestorm Games from the UK.
Nice. You're going global.
Well, technically, I've been global since day one, but the issue is I'm actually starting to pick up recognition with other companies that's global. You spent $7,000?
Oof.
That better be you saying that yay to the goal that we have of 7,000 likes. And not that you spent $7,000 on. Okay, yeah. See, my likes are showing 5.4 as of right now.
Sometimes it just takes a little bit
Yeah.
to refresh and catch up.
Yeah, especially when you got people like Brody and Dragon just sitting there bombarding it, which I love. 84. Okay, that's not too bad. $84 on some STLs.
That still sucks, but
It still sucks.
could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Were these custom figures or proxies, Dragon? Were these like proxies for Warhammer? Waiting for an answer. Go on my website right now, Dragon. Go to the first affiliate, Table Hammer. You'll get 15% off your order through them. And they have 40K proxies. Check them out, see if they got anything that you're looking for. They also do customs. So you can also get 15% off your custom order as well. Well, I mean, they're an affiliate of mine. They're going to be there until they tell me, hey, look, you didn't make any money for us. We're not going to use you. So, as long as they're still there when you do get a chance, hit them up. They're good people. They actually reached out to me, so I have a feeling they're going to stick around for a while. Whereas the other affiliates, I reached out to them like, hey, look, I need a partner. Can you help me out here? What do you think of that, Cam?
I like where you're headed. It's looking good.
I didn't do the bottom jaw. I just realized that. Oh, did you hear what we're going to be making next, Cam?
I remember you talking about a dice box.
So we got several dice boxes that we can make. I just got to wait for the resin to come in. Amazon lost my package.
Nice. It's wonderful of them.
Oh, of course. Gotta love when that happens. So now I gotta buy it again. But one dice box is
They
this.
just refund you for it?
They're gonna refund me. I gotta wait. They said if I don't hear back from them within 5 days, to get in touch with them. This is one of them. It is a treasure chest.
Oh, that's cool.
It even has a button somewhere around here, right here. And it actually has stuff for me to actually put like locks on it and hinges. We got that. We got the D20 dice box that was with the package they lost. So I got to rebuy that. But one thing we tested out last night that worked was our new glow-in-the-dark pigments.
So we're doing some fancy schmancy dice.
Some gender reveal dice. And you heard that right. Gender reveal dice. Pink and blue, whatever color the baby is, gets glow in the dark, or whatever gender the baby is, gets glow in the dark pigment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got the idea from another dice maker. I was sitting there watching his video of what he did this year, and I was like, huh. I even told him, like, just so you know, I'm stealing that idea. He goes, go ahead. I got it from like 3 other people. I just really like that idea of like a gender reveal dice set. And we already got our first customer for it because I was literally in my live when somebody mentioned that they are expecting their first child and they're going to do a nerdy gender reveal. I'm like, well, We just tested out the glow in the dark pigment. I mean, you can definitely do that if you want. He's like, oh no, I'm doing that. I'm getting your dice for that reason. I was like, sweet.
Line them up.
I can hear a little scarecrow in the bedroom fighting with Mama Scarecrow about going to bed. He did not nap at daycare today, so he has not been in a good mood since he's been home. It doesn't help that, oh, the feistiest. So we get home. I'm like, okay, bud, we're home. And usually he says, okay, Dad. And I didn't hear him say anything, so I look back there. He's asleep in his car seat. Because our drive home is about, from his daycare, is about 30, 40 minutes, give or take. So I get him up out of his car seat. I'm like, look, we got to go in. But I got to pick up all your stuff from daycare. So I'm going to have you stand here by the car, bud. And he says, okay, Dad, stands by the car. I guess that was enough to wake him up.
Daddy, I was doing.
You found Thor's hammer? Okay,
Yeah.
go find Thor.
I can't find her.
Okay, well, go find him. He's probably in your toy box in the living room. Go check your toys in the living room. Shut Daddy's door. Like I said, he's been rambunctious. Right now, I'm not too worried about him being on some form of camera. YouTube, he's allowed on there, but, well, kind of. I haven't been banned yet or just had any talks about him being on there, so I assume he's somewhat okay to be on there. Especially when we got people who, like, kids that are younger show up on YouTube. But I don't really care about it here because, I mean, the likelihood of it getting banned anyway.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if they're just like, yeah, whatever. Give them free reign for the last day or two.
I'm thinking they are because, like, I've seen some really, like, is that even allowed on here type stuff?
Looking good.
I still gotta do I gotta mix that back up. The color was perfect. No, he got a little action figure for Christmas. Christmas or his birthday, one of the two. It was Thor. And he's been really into, like, Marvel superheroes lately. That's what he was saying when he came in here was, I got Thor's hammer. Because his Thor came with Mjolnir. But he lost Thor. But he has Mjolnir.
Got the important part.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, dude. Go look for me. Go look for Thor. That's one reason why I do like Mama Scarecrow going to, like, these, like, sales that she goes to. Because they're always, like, I guess the preferred term is, like, I guess thrift store. They're like Goodwills, but they're like clearance sales, similar to like an estate sale,
Right.
but on a smaller level. What color do I want to make these mushrooms?
Bright, vivid yellow.
I think that might be a little bit obstructed with the resin and the blood effects we're going to be giving it to kind of do like a pull down. Because I'm going to start that probably about right here and just pull it this way until it starts to pull. And then once it gets there, that's when I'm going to start hardening it, going up. Or maybe the other way around. So it kind of like flows through the crevices, gets over everything.
Okay, I got you.
But I mean, the mushrooms are there still. So it might be a good idea to do that.
What if you did them like a cream color and then did a sepia wash on them?
Well, that's what I was kind of doing with the bone. Because I did, here, I'll show you what I'm on the next layer because we're going to that next color now. Oh, you know, we got one more skull. One more skull. So, I mean, like, that's the skull and bones right now. Doing kind of a layer effect on everything, trying to build it up. Haven't decided what I want to do the claws, if I want to do them like a bone or a black yet. I still have to decide on what color I want to make these rocks. I thought about maybe doing because I mean they're clearly on like a rock face right here. Maybe doing like dark stone to like uniform gray, and then doing just right on top the mud effect I got. Cyber World, thank you for following us. We are based in the United States. So if you do not see us here after Sunday, make sure to already have us followed on all of our links in our link tree. Same with Camelos down there. We are working on a Wendigo. See, this is the kind of stuff that I love painting. But then again, Cam, you know that you've seen my work.
That is right up your alley.
I mean, one of the very first minis we ever painted, right here. The first one we ever did a dry brush on, in fact.
The wolf.
All my minis are kind of bunched together right now. But I do got... Ooh, is that in here or is that in another? I might have screwed up. It's right there. I mean, one of the first minis you ever seen me paint.
Yep. I was there for that one.
Oh, yeah. I think you all were. You and Dragon. I mean, if you can't tell, I like werewolves.
Maybe a little bit.
Yes, there are marches planned all across the United States. I will not be participating in them, mainly because of the fact that, kid. I gotta think about my family before I do any of that stuff. But to answer your statement, yes, that has been almost unanimous. Yeah. Can I talk today? Unanimously confirmed. See, Kim don't even care that he's doing something that's not legal in his state. Kidding.
What are you talking about?
When you clean your brush, it sounds like something different.
I know everybody says that.
Watch, then I get banned right then and there.
Highlight color for this guy. Let's just take it to the other end. Aegis Aqua.
What's fun is technically this. Oh, would that be two eyes? I know you got the big eye right there, but then you got the nose right there. So what the hell is that? I've never really looked at a deer skull before. I can hear my ancestors yelling at me right now.
What do you mean you never looked at a deer skull?
No, more so, why are you painting a Wendigo? Evil, why are you painting a Wendigo? I can hear him yelling it. All my Native American heritage. I forgot to do the ribs. I'm really shocked that the amount of Native Americans that are actually going to be impacted by this did not think to reach out to their tribal chiefs. Because that would have gotten the bill shut down immediately. If it impacted any sort of livelihood for natives.
why, but the comments stopped loading for me.
Here?
Yeah.
I mean, my cousin just joined. I see that. I see Dragon doing likes. I see.
Yeah, I'm not getting any of the updates.
Oh, great. What are they doing? Shutting it down a day early?
I'm going to pop out and I'll pop back in.
Okay. Not much, Corey. Not much. Just painting up a figure that we are going to be working on for probably a little bit longer. Corey, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it.
Now I'm seeing stuff popping up.
Okay. Yeah, Corey McGuire right there is my little cousin.
Well, welcome aboard. Nice to see you.
Yeah. Fun fact, he didn't even tell me that he had a TikTok. Then again, I haven't really spoken to that side of the family since, well, mom died.
Well, now's the time to reconnect.
You were just told about mom or about me having a TikTok? What? You're telling me that on Thanksgiving when you went down to your grandma's that they didn't tell you about my mom? That's understandable because they don't want to think about it because that's like the last holiday they shared with my mom. But dang. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. I still love your grandma. I still love your mom, you, your sisters, and your brother. Still love y'all. You're still my family. Matt, that was 5 years ago. Dice Worm, thank you for joining us.
What's happening, Dice Worm? Welcome in.
I won't what, Dice Worm? You got Jacob? That's good. Hope the little dude's doing good. Yeah, you are now also a very big cousin to my son. I don't know if your grandma told you about that or not. Yeah. I mean, I've been trying to find you on Facebook for a while. I found your grandpa, that was about it. For those joining that are getting kind of confused on the conversation, Corey, there's my little cousin. Haven't seen him in a few years. Primarily just because of work and him being busy, me being busy. Plus, he needs to be focusing on school and not TikTok. And work, yes. What are you working on over there, Cam? Your squig still?
Yep, I got all the base coats down. Now I'm going back through and highlighting. Picking out good highlight colors for 20 different colored squigs.
So I tell you what one of the next projects is, mini-wise.
We got coming down the pipe.
Paw Patrol, Imperial Space Marines.
Nice.
I can actually hear little Scarecrow in the background saying, "Marshall, I'm fired up." He got a Paw Patrol toy for Christmas where it's made out of wood, but it still takes batteries, strangely enough. And he puts it on the floor, and it's a steering wheel. There's my other cousin, Victoria.
Turning into a family reunion.
But pretty much, I mean, that one right there, I remember I was 15 years old sitting on my couch holding her for the first time. Tori, thank you for joining. Thank you for the likes. Make sure to follow our link tree in our bio to our YouTube, our Facebook, everything else, just in case we do lose TikTok on the 19th. And there's their oldest sibling, Jocelyn. How's the whole family? You three? Really, you four, since I know Corey's got Jacob right now. Okay. You three better be doing good in school. I'll bring the hammer down. You guys know I will. Being the oldest of all of us is not a fun thing. No, their mom is my oldest cousin, one of my oldest cousins, and
She put the smack down on you.
yeah, she put the smack down on me, so I gotta give it back to her kids. Hey, don't be spreading nothing like that about Tori, Joss. If she's got enough, she can tell me herself. I know how she is. She'll pick that back up. I know she will. As long as you guys are all doing good, that's all I care about. Happy, healthy, and fed. That is all I really can ask for you guys.
Just throwing some washes down right now.
Nice.
Some of the paler colored ones are getting washes. The rest are getting brush highlights.
As should be. You have a good time, Corey. Tori, I would give you food, but your cousin is broker than a joke right now.
Give it a little bit though. He's gonna be rolling in that YouTube money.
Don't be telling him that. I was gonna say, you got your own job, Corey. In fact, so do you, Jocelyn. You guys can get your own food. Victoria, if I had money, I'd get you food. Same with you, Jacob. You're too little to have a job anyway. This is turning out to be an amazing piece. I'm kind of losing the glow effect I wanted, but it's still there a little bit. Like you can see it on the arms.
Maybe lost a little bit of it, but it's still there.
I mean, especially once we get it on the base, because the base, like I said, was going to have that blood effect, but it's still going to be like.
Oh yeah.
You got one more year before you can get a job, little lady. You're forgetting. I remember how old you are. Dream big.
Welcome in, Dream.
Mm-hmm. Tori, if you were 2, that would make me 17, and I wish I was that young again. Your cousin's old. I feel like I'm 70. The amount of times my knees crack nowadays.
Oh, just wait. That doesn't get any better.
Oh, no. Dude, this entire week, my back has been spasming. Non-stop. That's what I'm hoping for too, Dream. Tomorrow we're doing a community-wide live stream. essentially, if you're a miniature painter in the United States, what we're going to have everyone do is join up around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we are just all going to go live at the same time. We're going to have everyone in grouped up to try to get everybody to co-host each other as much as we can. This way, if I'm live and Cam's got somebody that would like my content, because let's face it, my stuff is more. I mean, let's face it, my stuff is grimdark. Like, this is what grimdark is. But no, I'm
A lot
gonna.
of us are banking on Discord to stay in touch until we find a new home.
What's up?
Like a lot of us are banking on Discord to keep in touch until we find a new home.
Yeah, a lot of us are staying on Discord right now. And then I know a lot of us have gone over to YouTube. I think you did. I think I did.
I gotta start figuring out some content for YouTube.
I've literally just been posting my videos from here. I'm getting 505 views was the biggest I had on there.
It's not too bad. And if we all go follow each other, hitting the 50 to go live isn't going to be hard.
No, hitting the 50 to go live isn't the hard part. The hard part is maintaining after the 50. Even if you lose followers, you can still go live, which is good. So let's say that you have a somewhat stable following, but they've just for some reason or another fall off. You get down to 44, you can still go live because you've hit that 50 milestone once. No, the hard part is, and yes, I was using myself as a dry brush station. The hard part is the monetization with YouTube.
And I'm not even worried about that. I just want to stay in touch with people.
But I don't know how to make the categories for people. So you need a computer for that one. Dream big. Let me see. Well, I can't do it right now because I'm actually live on YouTube. But it takes time to understand how to set it up. Essentially, you have to upload the video first, make the category, and then move via the studio to the category. Now, once you have a category set up, like for instance, if you go on my YouTube, you'll see a few of my playlists. Once you have one set up, you can then choose to upload a video directly to that playlist. But you have to utilize it through these what do you call it? Studio.
So what you're saying is my laptop is going to get a lot more of a workout than it has in a while.
Yeah. Oh, you meant Discord. It really depends on what you're looking for on a Discord.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I have a personal Discord. It's just like friends of mine in my board game group, but I'm in enough of the other ones from here that I figure we'll stay in touch, like through the hobby club or the Warp or wherever.
Yeah, and like those that really want to stay in touch already have you. Like me, for example, I already have you on like everything.
And I'm gonna point everybody at that card set one spot with all my other socials as I get things set up. And just be like, go to my card. Go to my card.
That's why if you look at my card, all of my pages that are in on my website, there's a little icon that looks like an asterisk with an exclamation point. That's the Linktree logo. So I've literally made my Linktree, but I've made a link within my website that directly takes you to my Linktree.
I should give that a shot.
I've heard so many bad things about Clapper.
I've heard a lot of the content on Clapper is pretty questionable.
I've heard that as well, and when I say questionable, I mean more like, are we even legally allowed to watch this? Squad 13, thank you for joining us.
What's happening at 13?
If you're not already following us, please follow us because we are going to more than likely lose everything. Yeah, now that's just what I've heard. I'm not on there to actually see it. But with people nowadays, it doesn't surprise me.
See, that makes a big difference too. If you've already got a bit of an algorithm going, maybe you're not getting some of the content that other people are talking about.
Yeah, that's definitely why. I mean, that's just like with the Red Book that everyone's going to. People are actually coming back from there because they're getting banned instantly.
Yeah, I heard Fanbase was not great for our kind of content.
Fanbase is not the best for our kind of content. It's more for music, but I'm getting a few likes here and there, probably about the same amount that I usually get on here. Well, the issue I have with Red Note is people are instantly being banned from the United States because they can't translate it. So they're not understanding what they're doing wrong. Turns out, yeah, exactly. You gotta be extremely careful what you post over there. Like, when I say extremely careful, I mean like 2012 Facebook careful. Where one wrong word and you are gone for eternity. This damn app got me like conditioned to move out of the camera when I'm putting something in my mouth. I mean, like, Cam, you know, I've had issues with several people we used to hang out with on a regular basis. I'm even considering just saying, screw it, let bygones be bygones, invite them over to the big go away bash.
It'd be a good olive branch.
It's not that they will probably, they are already discussing banning it, with the fact that they have legally banned TikTok. That now gives them the out, since the United States Supreme Court found that it is no constitutional law was broken. That gives the United States government free access to ban any single website they want. Temu's next. Sheen is next. Red Note is next. It does not have to even be. It doesn't even have to be a social media app anymore. It can literally be anything. You could go on to a VPN that is, let's say NordVPN. Let's say that that's owned by a Russian company. I don't know who owns Nord, but let's say a Russian company owns them. That could get taken down. Any of these, like 1, 2, 3 movies and whatnot, all of that can get taken down now, because all those are being based over there. Like, this is why I keep telling people, you gotta look at who's voting. It wasn't even that. This was all a money move. That's all this ever was. Here's why I say that, and you guys know I do not get political in my lives. This is not a political thing. This is a fact. 13 or 14 of the senators who agreed to yes to ban TikTok, that had TikToks, that then went on a record saying, oh, well, we didn't think it was actually going to pass. That's why we said yeah. 13 or 14 of them have been confirmed to have, just days before the ban was voted on, put money into Meta stocks. And I'm not talking like a couple $100 here and there. No. We're talking a couple thousands. It's not that they care how well that we see the Chinese people are living. It's solely based on the fact that Zuckerberg himself is mad because of the fact that he cannot own the largest social media content. Notice how no other one that voted could. I mean, Meta stocks have been crashing since this week. It hasn't been crashing since the ban was involved, because nobody paid attention until this week. That's the bigger issue. Is that, I mean, even here, even me and several of us, I think the only one out of any of our community that actually was sitting there like, hey guys, you realize what's coming up, right? Was Gedden. He was the only one I was seeing that was actually promoting it, saying, hey, we don't got much time. We got to figure out a plan. But that's the thing.
Our prophet and Messiah.
But that's the thing. Are they really losing money? We can't be 100% certain about that. The reason we can't be certain about that is because Zuck's already got was it $1 trillion, $1 billion? Something like that. So he can go further than that if he wanted to. But we got to start looking at.
Hey, Spider.
Hey, Spider. If you don't got me on all my links, because me being in the United States, same with Cam, same with Dream, with Dragon, go over on our profiles. I'm pretty sure Dream and Cam both have a link tree in theirs. If not, I'm sure they can give you the information. But my link tree is in my bio. I made sure of that. But like I was saying, we weren't. A lot of us didn't believe that it was actually going to go through. We thought this was going to be another like the 2021 where it passed, but they're like, you know what? Nah, we're not going to actually put it in place. And now everybody's freaking out because they're like, okay, well, how is this going to go in effect? What's going to happen? The whole fee extension, everything like that. What nobody's realizing with that fee extension, because everyone, if you notice, once they said that fee extension, everyone went back to being la 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 la. Dream. Here's the thing about economics in the government. Coming from somebody who's military bred, unless it is hitting their military budget or the senator's own paycheck, they don't care. We've had the same federal minimum wage since 2009. We have put it in the power to allow states to go up to at most $15 per hour for their state minimum wage. But federally, we have not allowed it to be adjusted from $7.25. That's been almost 20 years. Think about that. They don't care about our economics. They care solely on their own. How can they make money? If you look at Tom Cotton, somebody posted on here his actual like stock portfolio. He made $2 million on a $250,000 salary as a senator. But you can't find out where this money's coming from. No, I mean he definitely got it from insider sharing. He's been proven to have done it before, yet he still got elected. That's another thing that everyone's like needs to start doing it when they're voting is they need to start doing research on these people. They're focusing solely on the president and what the president has done, but they don't focus on senators. They don't focus on House of Representatives. They don't even focus on their states' senators and their states' House of Representatives because each state has their own Congress within it. There is going to be, I'm calling it now, there's going to be more riots than we have ever seen before. If people thought January 6th, 2021. I think it was. Yeah, 2021 was bad. I predict that we're about to see even worse. With what happened in New York in December, what's happening now, people's eyes are starting to open up.
Yes, I do have YouTube. The second link in my bio is to my card site, and all my socials that I'm using are listed there. So you can get my YouTube, my IG, my Insta, or my Lemonade, which I'm just on as kind of a tentative backup for right now.
Well, and even them Lemonade, based on what Chu has said, will be banned as well on the 19th. So Card is a website where you can generate your own website.
It basically gives you a digital business card.
Yeah. My website and my bio was generated on Card. My website and my link tree that you can go to purchase stuff is based on Card as well. But yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things that nobody realizes is think about what the bill actually says. The bill stated that until the next rollout of an update, United States citizens could have access to TikTok. But TikTok CEO said no. We're just gonna go on here. We're gonna take it to the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court says no, we are gonna leave it exactly how it is, then we're just gonna pull everything on the 19th. And
right back.
No problem. And when I say pull, I mean they're pulling literally everything, guys. Anything that is ByteDance is going away on the 19th for the United States. Because the Supreme Court unanimously agreed that it was not against the law. That's something that, yeah, no more CapCut, no more Lemonade. All of that is going away. Like, more people are upset about CapCut than they are TikTok. It is. It's just a shame we're losing it. It's a shame we're losing all these apps. All this access to stuff. Because here's the thing, everyone's saying that it breaks our free speech. I don't see it as a break of our free speech, but what I do see it as is a break of our right to choose the media. Forget which bill that was, but it's the one that mentions press, right to press. So 3, I believe, the Third Amendment. So that's part of the reason why it got banned. They chose the wrong amendment to go after. Everyone's first thought was, oh, well, they're going after our freedom of speech. They're not going after the freedom of speech. They're going after freedom of press. Whoever controls the press controls the media. Whoever controls the media controls the mind. If we can't sit here and discuss what's going on in other locations that are pertinent to the future of our country, then we've essentially given into the media overflow. And with that media overflow, I'm showing 6.3. With that media overflow, what that does is it makes it to where we as a society are just sitting there like, huh, okay, I see what you're talking about there. But we're not actually listening. We're not taking into account other people's experiences. We're not even taking into account our own because we stopped following everything. We stopped thinking for ourselves and started just doing whatever we wanted. And that's another major flaw we have within our society. And I don't like talking politics. That's not who I am. I would rather sit here and paint miniatures, have fun with you guys. However, with what's going on with ByteDance and the American Congress and the bills they passed, I mean, it does lead into politics a little bit. But let's show off what we got so far. Dream, you still there? So this is what we got so far. Ugh. Now what I might do is I might just go back in with another dry brush real quick. So this is just a 3D print that one of my followers who does prints got the license for and was like, hey, if I send you a print, you think you could paint it up for me? And I said, yeah. And then he's like, well, you can keep it. I'm not going to expect it back. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll keep it. He's like, I just want you to do a review for it so I can put it on my YouTube. I'm like, okay. Good deal. Do a little bit more of that underglow. So I wanted to give this like a sickly glow. I think we achieved that effect. Minner, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you joining. Very nice. That's another game that I want to start painting for is Fallout. Just the fact that they got their own game now kind of makes me like super hyped. Coming as a Fallout fanboy. So I don't have really nothing to trade for it, and I don't got a printer, so I can't do the files. Otherwise, I would be 100% down. Trying to keep this goat hair brush clean as much as I can. Okay. I'm right at 7. Thorbo, thank you for joining us. We are kind of doing a last hip hip hooray, let's get TikTok away kind of thing. Pretty much just messing around while we paint up some minis. Discussing where we're going. Stuff like that. '76 got a lot better with the recent updates. Before '76 was literally unplayable. I have a lot of friends that play '76 now, which is funny because I tried getting these exact same friends to play it on launch, and they all said no. Trying to give the look of decaying flesh. For '76, and you saying you were lucky, dude, you don't know what you're missing out now then. Like, it's a completely different game now. So you still know what's going on. Good. I'm more pleased that they actually finally added, like, Wastelanders.
Looking good.
I added a little bit more glow effect on them after I did all the bone work. This is what we got so far.
I like it. Once you dirty up that bone, I would almost go a darker color on the antler though. It blends into the bone a lot.
See, that's what I was thinking about too.
You can probably just do that with wash.
Yeah. Do a dark wash there and then do like a soft or strong wash on everything else. But I want to do the wash after I do, like, because there's some ligaments.
Right.
And I'm trying to think of, like, the best way to approach these ligaments. Without just doing like, oh, hey, here's some red.
Well, I mean, if it's ligament, it wouldn't necessarily be red. You could go with a really pale pink or even a white.
And see, that's what I was thinking about doing as well, because I was going to start off with like this. I'll show you what I mean. This is pretty much just being cell shaded in. Because of how this model is, almost everything on this is pretty much cell shaded. Angel, thank you for joining us. I've seen you in a lot of Cam's lives.
Hello, Miss Angel. She's kind of a stalker. She's even in my house.
I know, right?
She knows where I live and everything.
I heard she sleeps in the same bed.
I know, isn't that creepy?
Just a little bit. I mean, that's like this this Mama Scarecrow. Who comes up with that name? She always shows up in my lives. See what I mean there, Cam?
Yep. Yipper.
I don't want to hear about his ooze.
Mr. Ooze. Yeah, she's not Mrs. Cam. I'm Mr. Ooze.
Cam, the last thing I want to hear about is your ooze.
Careful, you might get a little on you.
It'd be a hell of a story to tell our kids.
We are sleeping on the couch.
Probably. Yeah, that or Mrs. Scarecrow is already on the couch because Little Scarecrow probably took up her bed or our bed.
Monsters. They're monsters, I tell you.
What I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit of that commando green to my color pigment for like my skin tones.
Right.
And I am just doing like a mix. Like right now I'm doing tan flesh and barbarian flesh, but the tan flesh is original army painter. The barbarian is fanatics. And I'm just mixing that in to get a little bit more. Oh, thank you.
All right, those guys are all set, other than doing their teeth and their mushrooms. Teeth.
But like this leg, the leg is what I just did.
Yeah, it's got that pale, rotten look to it. Have a good night. We'll catch up with you later.
Have a good night, Angel.
Happy scrolling.
I'll make sure that Cam has you add me on everything just in case we all go down.
Oh no. My last spot in my fidget popper.
I forgot that you use those for your palettes.
Well, my wet palette has been on back order forever. There's some weird going on with the distributor that my local uses.
Mm-hmm.
They have an order that's just been sitting in a warehouse.
Really?
It has not made it.
That's weird.
And they've called them about it. They've left messages about it. And they're like, we've ordered other things that have come from them.
So it's not the vendor.
But that particular order is just stuck.
That is so strange. Well, that's like everything else I ordered for the dice making showed up, except for my epoxy resin, 3 molds, my dice bags. Yeah, the important stuff. Like, I'm glad that I got this. I don't know if I showed you this off. This is a new dice.
Yep, showed me that one.
Box. I got my liquid core. I got somewhere around here. These were supposed to go in my liquid core. That's not going to happen. So they're just going to go inside some dice.
Why not in the liquid core?
Too big. They don't fit.
That sucks.
I mean, it sucks, but I could probably find some smaller ones to go in the liquid core. It's just, am I going to find something that can fit in those holes for the liquid core? Because the liquid core is glass. What color do I want to make that tongue? Because I don't want it to. It's like that whole black thing is his tongue. So it's already supernatural. So it's like, do I want to keep it supernatural or do I want to make it like more realistic with like the coloring?
You have like a dark magenta, like a super deep reddish purple.
Closest one that I would probably have would probably be Grimoire purple. Maybe, just maybe Orc blood.
I think the other one's a little darker.
It is.
Maybe did something like that with a red wash over it.
I don't know if I have any red wash left. Oh, I do. I got a little bit left.
Your red glaze.
I mean, I could definitely make a red glaze. I got plenty of glaze medium. Got a whole bottle. I made sure I got that stuff.
That's something I need to pick up.
And what I'm gonna like about this is like, even though I'm painting this already, and it's just gonna get covered up anyway with the UV resin, because I'm gonna start it. There's a little hole right there, right by my finger. It's gonna start there, trickle down through, puddle over this, and then pour out.
One off the edge.
Yep.
I like it. I like where you're going.
So like, even though I'm covering that up, and it's just gonna get covered up anyway with the UV resin, I'm still trying to go as detailed as I can with it. Because there's like a lot of leaves that I can paint in there. There's stone. Like this base is high detailed. And like that's why I asked him for. I was like, look, I'm more into high detailed stuff. I don't care if it looks like crap, as long as it is high detailed and like what the main focal point is can be seen. And he's like, I got you. And he sent me an image of that. And I'm like, you knew exactly what I was wanting. No, he has a website. I have to get that website before this one goes down anyway. I think it's also a card. At least if I remember correctly, it was a card. But essentially, he makes all of these prints himself. They're great prints. But like I said, I think he also gets them from like secondhand prints. Because I saw somebody else with the same print as this. The only difference, the only difference was the horn wasn't broken off. And like with this, there's a little break right there on the hilt, right at the cross guard. But both of those happened like during transit, so I can't really fault him for it.
Right. Resin being what resin is.
Yeah. Because I remember one of his comments even was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that those broke off. I can send you new ones if you want. I'm like, nah, dude. It's fine. It gives him more character.
Yeah.
Especially this one. I mean, gives more of a what's his name? The dude from Adventure Time.
Finn the Human?
No, the Lich.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that is literally the Lich.
Yeah. I can see that.
Now, I'm probably going to do these eyes before I forget. The only question is, how am I going to do them? Do I want to fill it all with white first? Or do I want to leave a little spot in the center with black and then do white around the rest? Let me Google something. I might lose YouTube for a second, but oh well.
You're gonna have to get a second laptop.
I need to get a new laptop.
What are you thinking?
Red.
Do your red glaze over top of it.
So that's what I was thinking as well. Now, since I can't figure out if they are or not, would you consider that another eye? Because you got the nose right there.
No, I think it's just a hole in the skull.
I mean, how much more terrifying would that be, though?
Give it a third eye.
Fourth eye. 2 eyes on each side. Ooh, I could do one eye.
Got the same thing on both sides. You could go with it. But I think it's just a sinus cavity.
That's exactly what it is, now that I'm looking at it. Because I just looked up a deer skull. That's exactly what it is. BD, thank you for joining.
Angel is going to Favorited as our backup plan. I'll have to check that one out. I haven't really gotten around and checked much of anything out.
See, there's so many that are going out right now. Like, I signed up for that 3.5 beta test. It's supposed to be exactly like TikTok, but United States owned. But seeing how the developers can't even figure out Discord, it's kind of not looking good for that one.
Right?
I mean, if she goes on favorite and then you guys let me know how that is, I might hop over there too. Because like right now I'm on Fansly, which isn't getting much traction. I'm on Twitch, which we haven't even started. I'm on YouTube, here, Facebook, Instagram, Lemonade, Blue Sky, which I'm not really a fan of Blue Sky. Like I don't think any of us are gonna find something as good as this. That's just the
There's
set.
a reason that this was the most popular.
Oh yeah. BD, in case nobody told you, we are going to be going live tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. All of us at once. One last hurrah till midnight, or until they kick us off the app. We're all going to we're going to see how many people we can do a co-host plus guest doing co-host lives we can do. So far, this is the base. Minner, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Hey, Minner. How are you this evening?
Yeah, Minner, this is more the stuff that I am known for in the community. In fact, one of the very first miniatures that anybody within the community here saw me do was this one. And now this is where we're at. Think about it. That was 6 months ago. I've known you freaks for 6 months. Scary thought. This is where we're at now.
It is looking windigo.
So, BD, it really doesn't matter. Here's why it doesn't matter. CEO of TikTok's already said he's deleting United States accounts on the 19th at midnight. I mean, that just means that we only have a day left, or 2 days, literally a day left. Even though Biden has said that he's going to push charging the fees until next admin, it's really we're in a lose-lose situation, essentially. To my knowledge, it is midnight Eastern Standard Time. Everybody in the United States loses it.
Okay, so if it's midnight their time, it's going to be like noon our time.
So what I'm actually going to do here is because this cavity is so weirdly shaped, I'm just going to do the whole thing white. Put the dot where I want the blackest part, and then do my glaze. See what I mean by weirdly shaped, Cam?
Yep. It's a little odd.
And I got my smallest brush right now. Well, work on whatever you want, Minner. I mean, that's the good thing about the hobby is you can always decide on what you want to work on as long as it's not commission. Always do your commissions first.
Hey, don't tell me what to do.
Cam, you and I both know if you didn't do your commissions first, you wouldn't get nothing done.
I got a commission sitting here, but I'm working on my stuff for tonight. I have to try to get these goblins done before the first for a tournament. And the commission's on kind of a less of a strict timeline.
Yeah, if it's not a strict timeline, then yeah, you're good.
Actually, I have 2 commissions sitting here.
I got one I'm waiting on resin for. I can't do nothing without my resin. Like, I've already been paid for this commission, and it's been a week and a half now. And I feel so bad for him. I've even told him, like, on live, I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry this is happening. Because
you're kind of held hostage at this point.
Yeah, dude, no, you're not kidding me. Because I told him, I was like, hey, give me the money. I don't have money for the resin, but I get paid Friday. So once I get paid Friday, I'll buy the resin. Get paid Friday, I buy the resin. I use his money that he gave me for our glue and our magnets, wherever those just went off to. Our magnets don't even fit. They're too small. Oh, here they are. show you what I mean. So we got multi-sized magnets, right?
Right.
This, I believe, is the largest ones we got. We'll check, yeah. These are the largest ones we got.
Okay. Like 3x5s, 3x6s.
That's a 10 millimeter hole.
Yep. That's definitely not going to work.
I can make it work, but it's going to be a lot of super glue.
Yeah, but it's going to look like hell when you get it glued in there. It's not something I would want to send out to a customer.
No. So now I got to go and buy, specifically look up, because I verified it's 10 millimeter. I verified that because the eyeballs I showed you earlier are 10 millimeter. So I got to specifically look for 10 millimeter magnets. And I was even hoping like these were 10 millimeter, but they're not. These are the same size as the ones that don't fit.
Minner, what are your options? Maybe we can help you pick something out. What you got laying around?
Where the heck's my black? Way over there. Minner, the good thing to remember is that we are all doing this for fun still, even if we're doing it as a job like me, Cam. I think even BD, if I'm not mistaken, you do commissions.
BD can't do commissions. He's busy doing guardsmen. Do you need to go outside?
But a lot of us do commissions and we still do it for fun, is the point I'm making. Now, I need to get a new camera. I need to get a whole new setup for my office. Solely for the laptop.
Right back. I can let my dog out.
All good?
Back door. Just puttying up the bases on these guys.
What the hell happened there? My old vampire red just like splattered everywhere.
Oof.
I mean, it's an old one, so I don't really care. I got a whole new bottle, so.
Still, could have been a disaster if it got all over everything.
Hey, and it looked weird with how it did it, because it kind of did look like blood. But the good thing is it just got on the palette. It didn't get on any part of the miniature it shouldn't have. I could have swore you did commissions, BD. But BD, I got some good news for you. I am actually considering making some dice specifically for you. Do you want to know what they are?
Imperial Guard dice.
Coffee. No, I have an ink called coffee. So I was like, you know what? I see that. First thought I had was BD. I was like, BD needs these dice because he needs to get into D&D. Speaking of Hobby Club, BD, have you checked out my my diorama yet on the Hobby Club? If not,
You got some glamour shots of it.
I got some really good shots of it. It is complete.
It turned out all right.
Just all right. Don't say amazing. It wasn't that good. Cam's right. It's just all right.
No, it's really good.
I almost told myself never again.
That's fair.
Like, that was just so much gut-wrenching pain that I was like, come on, I need to finish this. If I can do that, Dragon, you can do it.
You can do it.
Man, I'm so upset. So we got Waterboy on Hulu, right? I can't find Little Nicky. I can't find Big Daddy. I can't find Grown Ups. I can't find any of his good stuff. I found Uncut Gems. I mean, that's a good movie, but I mean, I watched Sandler for his comedy, not for his directing. Disney. Disney owns Hulu. But Disney also owns Fox. Wrong Big Daddy. Yeah, Disney owns Fox, which a lot of the Happy Gilmore properties are released under. So you'd think that they'd be under Hulu or anything like that. Oh, I found Mr. Deeds on Hulu as well. I do want to point that out. Mr. Deeds is on Hulu. It's a great movie if you have not seen it.
I don't know if I have.
Essentially, it is Adam Sandler finds out that his uncle is I think it's actually Donald Sutherland, and he's like a severe billionaire, and he inherits his uncle's entire fortune because he's the last surviving member of the family. And Adam Sandler's character is like not a mayor, but an all-around nice guy to his community. So everyone loves him. But he's backwoods. Like, not... Zohan's good, too. Like, when I say backwoods, I'm not talking like all hicks and rednecks. I'm talking more like just where he grew up is the sticks, but he's got the southern mentality of, I'm going to make sure I do what's right, not what gets me the most money in my pocket.
I need to get some toothpicks up here. That's what I need.
Ooh. Ooh, I should have chose a different brush. I did not think about that before I put my brand new.
You just stick your brand new Sable in a speed paint?
No, in a glazed medium.
I mean, that's not as bad.
No, it's not as bad as a wash.
But I would scrub it up really good.
Oh, I am.
I did that the other night without thinking. Alright. Oh. Your spot there needs some schmutz.
There you go, Cam.
There we go.
Like the cool thing about that diorama is every technique I could think of at the time was used on it. Object source lighting, UV resin work, non-metallic metal, realism, freehand. Literally every even dry brushing, like every technique I could think of, I utilized on there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a showcase piece, so that makes sense. Alright. All of these guys have their mud on the base.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Let's put it on the base and see how it looks. I wonder if I put pigment in glaze medium, would that turn it into a glaze? Just pigment?
Probably. As long as you can get it to mix well.
I'm gonna try something real quick.
Those got to sit overnight.
I'm gonna look at something because we have glow in the dark resin. No, I don't got a dark enough one. Drat. But yeah, essentially what we're gonna do with the glow in the dark dice for the gender reveals. I don't know why that's sticky. Probably from when I used it yesterday. Is we're gonna take either fuchsia or magenta. I'll have to double check the website, whichever one looked more pink on the actual. Well, either one would work. I just have to match it up with one of mine all over there. But essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to take, say it's a boy, we're going to take this, use this for half the resin. If it's a girl, we're going to take this for half the resin, and then mix them together in a one set of dice. And if it's a boy, they get the glow in the dark. If they get the girl, they get the glow in the dark. She's mad. How you doing today? This is what we are working on right now. You'll do what I say when I say, Cheese Man. But it is getting late. I've been live for almost 3.5 hours. I think that's the longest live we've actually done. I gotta get ready for bed because of the fact that we might be going to the Magic House tomorrow. But tomorrow we will finish up this piece right here.
Yes.
Because we got this little rope around its body we gotta do still. We are still gonna have to do some of the gore, the mushrooms, the leaves, the stone on this. This is what's gonna take the farthest time. Because this is almost done. We got the little bit of gore in its mouth, and we got the tongue left to do on it. And that part's done. But I like how that's turning out.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
I want to know how it looks in the shadow box once. See, I gotta find another place for all my minis too, because like all my minis I put in the shadow box, and whenever I'm not using them, I take them out of the shadow box so I can take pictures.
Got a big blank wall behind you. You need some shelving.
Trust me, I know. Gotta get some of those command strips that can actually hold up a few 100 pounds first. Don't want.
Can't put any nails in the wall.
I don't want to, just because finding the stud in these walls is like pulling teeth.
I live in an old house. I totally understand.
Yeah. But I love that glow effect on the bottom. Because I just wanted it on the fur. I didn't want it on the skulls or anything like that, because I wanted it to be like a sickly green glow on the body itself. As if like it's rotting from the inside.
Yeah, it turned out really good.
But I will see you all tomorrow. And ooh, that's a good idea. We got some like mud effects I can put on here, so I can use my texture paste mud. That's not it. That's the earth texture. The thick mud on there.
So I was just putting on my squigs.
Just dab a little bit of that on there and call it a day. But I will see you all tomorrow.
I'm gonna pop out and see if there's any other lives going on. Otherwise, I might fire one up.
Yep. If you see Cam, let him know about, or if you see Cheese, because I think he already hopped out, let him know about tomorrow's night's goal that we have for the United States mini painters. Okay, I will see you all later. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting me through these first 6 months of my journey here on TikTok, and then supporting me on all of my other journeys on my other platforms. Have a good day. Bye-bye. For those on YouTube, I know you can barely see it usually. I do apologize for that. Hopefully, once we get away from TikTok, if it does get banned, all that's going to be fixed. But here we have so far.